We believe that Slingshot is a very powerful platform in helping grow the local startup ecosystem. And we feel that one of the things that we want to help with is to bring discovery and visibility to the great startups in the Philippines. And we've actually started with that early this year, where we were able to send off the first ever Philippine delegation to a foreign conference. And that's something that, together with the help of DTI and the other government agencies, we hope to do more in the next coming years. We also wanted to introduce these startups to all these investors, not only from North America, but also from Southeast Asia. And we hope to do that continuously.
We're bringing together 14 angel investors from the US, Australia, and our neighbors in Southeast Asia to invest in startups here in the Philippines.
It's definitely very risky. There's high reward. When you're meeting startups, you're excited, meeting inspiring founders that are building things that are impactful, that are going to change the world. The goal of the Angel program is to encourage investments by cross-border angels to help bring their capital, expertise, and network to the local ecosystem. And a big component of this is to also foster links with the local investor community and to create collaboration. Together, they've invested in hundreds of companies, have dozens of exits, as well as a portfolio that spans across the globe.
I think it's of critical importance that events like this bring together the ecosystems. I think an event like this brings the hot coast together, right? So you have the entrepreneurs, you have the sources of capital, and you have government support, and then you have the corporates as well. And so I think that is an important way to realize that you're not working on this alone. In order to build a really exciting company, you have to have all the elements of the ecosystem work together.
It has to be the founders. The founders has to be experienced. It has to, he or she has to think everything through and really solving real problems. And the problems has already been validated and tested. The problem has to be big, like for the mass, not just a niche. It can be for local and also global, but he or she has the solution for a big problem. Yeah.
I think the most important quality of the founders that we are looking for is the capacity of making things happen. Another thing is that the capability of getting out of the countries. We are looking for the startup that actually can have more impact in the region and can expand their markets into other countries.
It's also very nice to have a certain amount of access to government policymakers. I went to Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar last year, twice, and we had the same situation there, that we participated in either big events with 600 to 1,000 people, and which was again very efficient. And we also met with some of the policymakers, and they found it interesting to hear from us how we like to structure deals and what we felt about the hurdles for us in investing in their country. So it's actually very nice to have this grand network coalescing in one place every so often.
Of the 20 startups our program aims to work with, we currently have 13, and we hope through events like Slingshot to find more promising startups to support and enable. One of the things we strongly believe in, which is also part of our identity as an organization, is the idea of forging and reinforcing linkages. Innovation flourishes by bringing together diverse, passionate, very smart, highly skilled, and well-meaning people who want to make a difference. Doing so brings about a critical mass and momentum that create world-changing solutions. In fact, the means to be competitive in this fast-changing and technology-driven world is to increase the efficiency with which business and innovation can occur. This is something facilitated by these hubs and centers which bring together all the relevant players in one concentrated place. We also see that such a mindset to build linkages is also important for startup companies and their success. To team members and to co-founders, to mentors and advisors, to investors and enablers, and to partners and customers are critical enabling factors for startups.
It is actually interesting to meet investors from all over the world and to share your startup, particularly the local nature of our startup to them. And it's a good opportunity for us to increase our network, as even for some of them who are not necessarily in line with investing in the same nature of our business, they could actually provide networks or references or referrals for us. And some actually are interested, so it's really a good experience.
I guess the reason on why we're all here is because we want to create something, right? And what we do in Tactans is we want to expose kids to the idea of building something on their own through the toys that we're creating. So hopefully in the future they end up as future entrepreneurs themselves that can take advantage of an event like these themselves.
It was great meeting a lot of people in terms of the startups and also investors. Very productive day, and I'm very grateful for all the different interactions.
I'm so excited for Slingshot. Today we met a lot of angel investors and it's been such a great experience. It's my first time to talk to angels and they came from other countries, so it's such a global approach. And I'm so proud of what the DTI has done for startups today.
So coming here to Slingshot was a very good idea. And meeting all these angel investors from outside of the Philippines is also exciting. We learned a lot about how they see startups here in the Philippines. We also learned some new ideas from them. And so just really overall coming here was a great choice. It's a great decision. So I suggest anyone that's been approached by our partners here to come and join us at Slingshot.
Slingshot actually has a very deep connection to me because this is how I started and kicked off my startup career as a student. So coming back here and having my own booth as a startup, it's really surreal for me.
The first Slingshot I've ever been to was the first one. It was around I think 4 years ago, and that was the time where I actually met a lot of my partners and a lot of people that I work with currently. So I think like Slingshot is always good. It's a good way for the government to show their support for the startup ecosystem. I think all founders believe that their startup is going to be really big in the future, so I am no different. I think my startup, whether it's TechShake or the other projects that I'm working on, is going to be extremely successful. Thank you for supporting the startup ecosystem, and I hope to see you guys in the next Slingshot.
The Philippines is actually a very challenging place to run and start a business. It actually means that if you can start a business here, you can start a business anywhere. It's actually just about discovering who are those very talented, very driven, very well-meaning people that want to make a difference here in the Philippines.